Well, how did that happen? How did that come together? Were you guys in school
like
together?
One of my best friends who like is not around but had like the most kick-ass like Aretha Franklin voice, knew this other woman who was a girl at the time, I suppose. Went to school with Liz at Perpich, Lissa Banks, and it was kind of like the three of us, and it was just sort of awkward and funny because we both had really strong voices and personalities. But at that time, we didn't know that it was like inappropriate for a band, and there was just, she knew Liz from school, and we'd all get together, and we just did a bunch of covers. I think we did like Real Love by Mary J. Blige, which I love. We did like Superstitious by Stevie Wonder. We did like some pretty corny stuff. I can't really even recall what else, but. And then Alyssa had some really cool original stuff that she wrote that was actually awesome.
Yeah, that stuff was good.
I remember some of it. Remember? Or just paint pictures of words not yet written. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we don't have a recording of any of that.
Yeah, no.
What did you guys
God,
call yourselves, that group?
Do we have a name?
It is so embarrassing.
What is it? What was it?
It's
Come
so
on.
embarrassing.
Come on.
Okay, fine. It was And Then Some.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nobody ever knew like us, so it didn't like really matter, and I'm kind of glad. A little bit, but yeah, it was good. It was a good experience. I never actually really sang in a band. That was probably I performed before, and
Let's
I
play
played
them
music
your track
with,
you made.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I messed around a little bit with Cubase, which is kind of like, I mean, you could say it's like Pro Tools, but not really. It's like a beat making program. What's like the really, I don't know what's even the most
Reason?
popular. Like Reason. No, this was
GarageBand.
actually Reason. And I made a track like a couple years ago and wrote this song. And this was before Black Blondie because I was just experimenting. It's called Paper Dolls. It's been played on Rico's radio show. What's that called?
Really?
Yeah. What's it called?
The Rhythm Lab.
The Rhythm Lab.
It's a really great show that they play in the Current.
Yeah. It's very like 89.9 on like a Sunday, I feel like.
Did a good vocal mic, huh?
Don't make fun. I think I actually was singing like right into the computer. I don't even know if I had I don't think I even had a mic. Just whatever the mic was in the computer is what I used. I just found this yesterday by accident, and I was like, oh, this will be good.
That's awesome.
So Tasha, you were doing all this playing into the school bands and school orchestras.
Yeah.
I think we've got a number of photos of that kind of thing. That'll be coming up shortly.
That's me and Mr. Okerlund in 5th grade.
And who's he?
He was my band director. I think I was a flute player at the time with a vest. This is an all-state jazz band. Purple tights, yeah. That's me conducting the Gitsy's Orchestra, Greater Twin Cities Youth Symphonies.
So now conducting, that's like a huge, I mean, you have to know a lot, don't you, to be able to conduct a big orchestra like that?
I think you just have to know what the beat is. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And know the music, but did you have to know the whole score and all the instruments? And
you can kind of fake it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I did know. I actually wanted to show you guys this. I got really into composing music in high school, so I wrote this huge orchestral score, which I think we also have a sample of on a cassette tape of my school orchestra trying to play it. I made the mistake of trying to fuse jazz with writing down a classical piece with a high school orchestra who gets to rehearse once every 2 weeks with a bunch of kids who didn't care. So here's the result.
But she's such a genius.
Did this have
It's on a cassette tape.
Nicely done. Here you go.
Did it? Oh, are we hearing it? What was this called?
It doesn't have a name. I have a hard time making decisions. I got an A-.
No teachers will ever give anybody an A, ever.
What you have here is the beginning of a very good piece. A few more details and some minor changes can make it outstanding. The most obvious omissions are dynamics, articulations, and bowings. Tempo markings are also missing. A title would be nice. As you know, an otherwise fascinating work features a boring percussion part. What a jerk! Instead of just recreating a drum set part, hint at it. Think about blue shades, maybe even check out the score. He effectively uses ride cymbal, crash cymbals, and occasionally tom-toms to get the effects of the set without writing jazz time.
At least he cared, though.
I'm sorry that I wrote this whole huge orchestra piece.
I know, and he had to criticize it. He must have cared enough to help to share his feelings.
I'm not going to tell you guys his MySpace page. Look, there's all this criticisms.
Well, yeah,
anyway, I had a lot to learn.
So how many instruments? What was the size of this orchestra?
Well, let's see. Piccolo, flute 1, 2, oboe 1, 2, clarinet 1, 2, bass clarinet, bassoon 1. Okay, there's like 40 instruments. I had a glockenspiel even. Come on, it was in 12/8.
Wow.
It wasn't good enough.
How long did it?
I'm
A minus.
impressed.
Come on.
I didn't know about this.
A minus is not. That's like.
I even wrote in all the rests.
Oh, I feel.
Look at this.
That's pretty amazing.
If anyone wants to see this score after the show, we will have it over at the merch table.
For sale.
Oh, listen to those flutes going. $400. That's how much this paper costs. Thank you, Mom.
How long did that take you?
Well, I have the dates here. May 5th through June 5th, 1999.
Wow, a month. That's pretty good for a whole piece.
What else were you
I'm
doing?
sure I did it in one night.
Jeez.
I was like, I have this assignment, I better do it.
Well, but other kids didn't have to write a orchestra.
Nobody else did anything like that, and I think they got A's. I'm so picked on.
Maybe your teacher felt like you were above and beyond, so they gave you an A minus.
I like how I wrote T. Baron. Like I was a real composer.